Recently, this week, there was apologies that were being made, the Speaker and yourself, which is wonderful as a first step to reconciliation. But then there's the issue of people who are injured, some people who died during that time. I want today to say that we should do compensation to families of those who died and those who are injured, so that we can have a closure to this chapter of our national history today. We want Kenyans to live in peace and in unity.
Now the main question we should ask ourselves is, will the Kenyan government now comply with Raila's demand for the government to compensate the families of the Gen Zs who lost their lives during the Gen Z's protest? Okay, this is not the first time we are seeing Raila calling upon the president or the Kenyan government to take action on certain issues which are of concern to the public. During that time of abduction, when the abduction was on its peak, Raila came out and also called out the president to end up the abductions.
Hatutaki kuona dhambi ikiruvuka inaenda mwaka mpya. Bado vijana wetu wote wawe salama. Nimemwambia rafiki yangu huyu Ruto, ile mambo ya vijana kushika hovyo na kupigwa pingo na kuwekwa mahali na kuteswa ikome kabisa. Isiendelee. Wale ambao wanafanya mambo kama haya washikwe, wanaswe na wawekwe ndani.
This is a primitive thing. And it is something that is very strange. You cannot live in a country where people disappear or people are abducted for no other reason and kept incommunicado for a long time. That shows that there's no government. Many parents have been crying. Our child was abducted the other day and by some people who were uniformed, and you have never seen this child up to now. So I want to urge the government to ensure that this matter ends completely this year. We want a safe and secure country. Gone were those days when they used to arrest you and take you to Nyayo House. But this then you're being taken to Nyayo House, which is a government institution. These days you're being taken to unknown places. We don't want this kind of primitive things to happen in our country. It's primitive and it's unacceptable.
So even after Raila came out and called upon the president to end up the abductions, there were still no any change at all. There were evidences of abductions each and every day. That is to mean that the Kenyan government never took Raila's statement so seriously. Now this time around, do you think that the Kenyan government will start to comply with Raila's demand and take this issue before the National Assembly so that the victims who lost their loved ones can get compensated? I personally do support Raila's recommendations for the government to compensate these victims, because it is not just a sign of wiping the tears out of their eyes, but also a sign of showing empathy, concern, and also responsibility. These people who lost their lives, all of these Gen Zs, they lost their lives through the hands of the government. And so by the government coming out to compensate their loved ones, then it is a sign which also calls for national unity. I do not know what you think, but that is my... If you like what I do and you feel like supporting this channel, then go ahead, like, subscribe, and also leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and let's catch up soon in our next video. Bye and take care.